There are some helpful supplements that will help you lose fat. There's several of them. One of my favorites is L-carnitine, and you want to take that one 20 minutes before you lift. It helps release the fat stores to be burned as energy. It's a good one. What's up, fitness fam? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new to my channel, welcome. I am Claire Morrow, IFBB Bikini Pro Athlete, fitness and wellness coach. All right. So today I want to talk about how to go from fluffy to fit. Those of you who don't know, I just wrote a book on this, Fluffy to Fit, and I want to go over some of the chapters and help you today on your journey. So, yeah, it's been a long journey for me. There's no doubt about it. Yes, this is actually me. I was 38 years old here and 48 here. I'm now 51 and I was 50 in this photo here. So it doesn't matter how old you are. Anybody can do this. This book's for all ages and all levels. So I'm going to show the chapters up here in the corner, but I'm going to go over them really quick. So the first one, obviously, is just a little bit about me. I don't want to bore everybody to tears, so I didn't do too much on that, but that's the first chapter. Chapter 2 is about your relationship with food. You know, when you think about it, how we're raised has a lot to do with how we, how we're raised with food has a lot to do with how we eat later in life and how we view food. So that is part of chapter 2. Chapter 3, how to calculate your macros. I get this all the time. Claire, how much protein, fats, and carbs do I need? And really, everybody's going to be different depending on your height, your weight, your activity level. And I go over all of that in the book and exactly how to calculate your macros. And it's a really good chapter. It will help you. All right, chapter 4. How to calculate your calories. So some people ask me, well, what's the difference between your macros and your calories? So each macro has calories in it. So your total calories determines on whether you're going to be losing weight or not. So you want to make sure you're in a calorie deficit, obviously, which is a calorie deficit is when you are burning more food than you are taking in. So you're burning more energy than you're taking in. Excuse me. Let me repeat that. All right. So to find your calorie deficit, to find your macros, I've got an online calculator in my link in claremorrow.com. Go use it. It'll help you. But in the book, I go over all the details of that too, and it will really help you. Okay, the next one is meal prep for success. Yes, that's a thing. If you want to be successful, you want to make sure that you are meal prepping to help you along your way, because otherwise you're going to end up going through Crapo Burger, and then you're mad at yourself because you ate like a complete asshole. So the reason I wrote this book, a lot of you encourage me to put all my videos in one place, because what a beating it is when you're trying to find an answer to something you know I've posted about or somebody else has posted about before, and you can't find it. You're looking through your phone, you're looking through their videos, and you can't find it. So everything is here in one place. 6 months of hard work it took us to make this book. I had a team of help. My girl Jennifer helped me write it. I also had a dietitian help me out, and also my hormone specialist, which I'll go into later in the video. So yeah, it's been a labor of love. Chapter 6, how to deal with sugar cravings. I don't know about you, but I am wicked when it comes to sugar. Like, oh my God. If I eat like an asshole on the weekends and eat too much food, guess what? I have sugar cravings for the next week or two. So in this chapter, I go over how to fix that, because that can be a real issue for each and every one of us. So I've got some great hacks in this book that'll help you with that. Okay. Cheat meals, not cheat days. Yes, there is a difference. I get that question a lot. Claire, do I get my cheat days? Oh, you could if you want to go backwards, but it's really better if you just have a cheat meal. And I go over all of that in the book and how often, because really you don't want to go backwards, because when you end up having a cheat day, you feel like a bloated bag of ass the next day or so, and then you're mad at yourself and you feel like you went backwards, which really isn't that true. You're going to hold a lot of water weight when you end up eating like, binge eating or whatever you did, or, your excessive cheat, however you want to call it. Yeah, so be careful with that. Okay, the next chapter is alcohol and fat loss. You guys have heard me talk about this, before, I'm sure. Alcohol stops fat loss for 24 to 36 hours. Did you know that? So be careful with it. When this picture here, literally I was drinking 2 to 3 times per week, and it was really holding me back, and I did not know at the time that alcohol stops fat loss for so long. So be careful with it if you're trying to lose weight. I just said that, but yeah, that's what landed me here, a lot of that. There was some other factors too, which I'll go into in a moment. The cheat meals, not cheat days. So back to that really quick. Also, the other thing I was doing wrong here is I was cheating, like binge eating on the weekends and starving myself during the week. Don't do that. It does not end well, I'm telling you. And back to alcohol for one more thing. They just came out with a study and linked alcohol to cancer. That makes so much sense to me because all my aunts, my uncles, and my own mother and my dad drank 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes more, and they all died of cancer. Oh, so that makes total sense to me. So yeah, there's another reason to just be careful with it. Just a fair warning on that one. How to get motivated. That's the next chapter. So I get that question a lot. Oh my God, Claire, how do I stay motivated? So I've got a lot of tips in the book on that, but my biggest one is find your why. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to be healthy? Do you have a little black dress in the back of your closet with the word someday written on it? Or perhaps you have a goal post in the distance of like a family reunion or a wedding or something like that. So I go into detail on that in the book. If you have not picked up this book, definitely do. It will help you. Don't take my word for it. Go read the reviews on it on Amazon. It's available on Amazon. Link is in the description where to find it. It will help you. It's under 30 bucks. Okay. Next up, how to create a home or gym workout plan. Yeah, a lot of people ask me that question a lot. How do I come up with a workout plan? So I do have lots of workouts in this book also, and I do have how to create your gym plan as well. What to look for in a gym. A lot of people don't know. What do I look for in a gym, Claire? So that's a whole chapter on that. How to overcome gym shyness. That is chapter 12. I don't know about you, but when I look like this, the last thing I wanted to do was go to a freaking gym because I didn't feel confident enough. And I was so shy with all the guys, you know, back there lifting the weights and stuff. I was like, I'm not going near the sweaty guy area. No, that's a negative. So that held me back until somebody said one thing to me. They said, Claire, don't let your fears get in the way of your goals. And that is so true. Don't let your fears get in the way of your goals. Remember that. It's a good one. All right, and a whole lot more on that chapter. Okay, next chapter 13, how to get started lifting. I get that question a lot. Where do I start? So in that chapter, I go over all of that. And I even have a good training split on this too. Chapter 14, training splits versus full body days. So there is a big difference between breaking up your body parts and then also, you know, doing full bodies. I do not like full bodies. Here's why. You can't get to all the body parts in one session, nor can you rest them long enough to hit them hard again next time. So I much prefer splitting up the workouts, and in the book I have a full training split in here as well. Chapter 15, cardio. When, why, and how much? Claire, how much cardio do I need to do? Cardio do I need to do to see results? Get that question all the time. So basically when you're first starting out, you don't want to do too much. You want to start with, 20 minutes post-lifting or fasted and, do that. And then also start with some lifting about 45 minutes to an hour a day, about 5 days a week. So that's where you want to start. But I go into detail about, how much cardio you need and why. And also as you progress, what to do when you hit a, plateau and things like that. So there is a whole chapter on that. And yeah, it's a good one. Okay, chapter 16, the importance of rest and recovery. Yes, that's a thing. You've got to rest and recover. Remember this, your muscles are torn up in the gym. They are fed in the kitchen and built in bed. Remember that. Chapter 17, how to manage pain and soreness. Claire, I'm sore as hell. What do I do? So in this one, I go over in detail some of the supplements I use. For example, glutamine and leucine are phenomenal. Link in description to find the ones that I use. They're great. And also make sure you're eating enough. I go into detail about other things you can do in here as well. Chapter 18, how to overcome a plateau. How many of you out there have all of a sudden been going along, you've been losing weight, everything's great, and then boom, you hit a wall. You stop losing weight, your body quits responding, and now you don't know what to do, so you give up. No, this is not what to do. Don't give up. So I go over in detail how to climb over that plateau, what to do. There's several things you can do. You can up your cardio, adjust your calories, but it all depends on where you're at. And I go over all of that in that chapter. Okay, chapter 19, hormone balance and fat loss. You've heard me talk about this many times. As we get older, this book, by the way, is for all ages, but if you are over the age of 35, it's really going to help you. Serious itch on my nose. I hate that. It's probably a hair stuck in there or something. My hair gets caught everywhere. Okay. So hormone balance and fat loss, that's a huge one. Like I said, I've talked about this a lot. By the way, that chapter was co-written by my hormone specialist. This book is factual. It's got a lot of cited things in here as well. And it was co-written by a dietitian that helped me make sure all the facts were right, even though we agreed on most everything. We just changed a few words here and there. And also the hormone chapter is just great. It's so helpful. It'll teach you why your belly fat is coming in, what's going on, how to fix it. You do need a specialist for your hormones. Do not go to a GP or an OBGYN to get tested, you need a wellness doctor or an HRT doctor. I do have a good one that does telemedicine anywhere in the US. I have 2 in Canada, 2 in the UK, and 1 in Australia now. So if you need their information, send me a message on Instagram at @ClaireMorrow_IFBB and I'll be glad to share their information with you. Chapter 20, tracking your progress. This is huge. You need to know how exactly to track your progress. You know, how to use the scale correctly, taking your measurements, all of these things come into play, your pictures, all of these things come into play. And I tell you exactly how to do that in this chapter. 21, future fitness goals. So setting goals is super important. Like I mentioned on how to stay motivated, set a goal. What is your plan? You know, that's what you need, is to have a plan. For me to stay motivated, I want my damn clothes to fit. I can't stand it, you know, when I get into something and it's just too tight. I don't think any woman likes that feeling. I can't stand it. It drives me crazy. Okay, and then the rest of the book, I have workout illustrations, which I'm going to show you really quick. So if you are trying to figure out what's the best exercises for my glutes, either whether you work out at home or at the gym, I've got it all here for leg day. I've also got it for your back. Every freaking body part we have, I've got it here. So every exercise is in here, and how to use it and how to do it, and also how many days a week to perform it, and which ones to do. So it's all in here on that. Okay, and then the last thing that I have in here is supplements, because there are some helpful supplements that will help you lose fat. There's several of them. One of my favorites is L-carnitine, and you want to take that one 20 minutes before you lift. It helps release the fat stores to be burned as energy. It's a good one. And then there's many, many more that I list in here that will help you. Now, again, if you're eating like an asshole, none of those supplements are going to help you. It's an aid, right? So when you're eating in your calorie deficit and you're getting your workouts in and all that good stuff and your 10K steps a day, those supplements will expedite the fat loss. That's how I always describe how they work. So definitely check that out. If you have any questions at all, I'm here to help you. So please let me know. But if you haven't picked up the book, definitely do so. It will help you. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you pick up the book and share my videos with anybody who thinks or may need the help. I'm happy to help. And once again, thank you for watching.